are back with another D&D movie time. And we're going to continue June with comedies. I think we're going to go through comedies for the rest of this month. And today's comedy, spoiler alert, is probably one of the greatest comedy movies ever. So, you guys can already probably guess what my score is going to be.
10 out of 10 for sure.
But today we are watching a movie that I don't think Corey's ever seen.
Watch the movie.
But you are familiar with the movie Star Wars, right? You've seen Star Wars stuff?
Yes, but what's the movie's name?
It's called Spaceballs. And I'm pretty sure you've never seen it. But it's a parody movie that makes a lot of jokes based on other sci-fi movies. So there are things you may have seen and most things you probably haven't seen. But as you go through other science fiction movies in the future, you're going to be like, oh, I remember that from Spaceballs. So that's what they were copying. But the movie is funny enough on its own, and it's got a really good cast. You should definitely recognize one of the main characters, Dark Helmet.
Is Jim Corey in this?
No, it's Rick Moranis. Remember Rick Moranis?
I know, but Jim Corey in this.
Who's Jim Curry? What are you pointing at?
The Mask!
Jim Carrey?
Yeah,
No.
Jim Carrey!
This is before Jim Carrey was really famous.
So he's a teenager?
Probably.
That's a joke. It was sarcasm.
But it has, do you remember Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
What?
One where Steve Martin is trying to get home for the holidays, and he's traveling with that one guy who keeps getting them into accidents and stuff, played by John Candy, who was also in Home Alone. He was one of the musicians that gave Kevin's mom a ride home. Anyways, he's in the movie. Rick Moranis is in the movie, who you should know from Ghostbusters, and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Mel Brooks is in the movie. He plays two different characters. But yeah, you've probably heard me quote many lines from this movie because I love to quote lines from this movie. So, and I could probably say the entire movie word for word. This is probably the one movie I've seen more than any movie out there. So, but with that said, we're gonna go ahead and take a trip with the Spaceballs. See you all after the Spaceballs review, or we'll see you all after the Spaceballs the movie.
There it is, planet Druidia. And underneath the air shield, 10,000 years of fresh air. We must get through that air shield.
We will, sir. Once we kidnap the princess, we can force her father, King Roland, to give us the combination to the air shield, thereby destroying planet Druidia and saving planet Spaceball.
Everybody got that?
Spaceballs, the movie.
Princess Vespa spaceship within range, sir. Good.
What's going on? It's either the 4th of July or someone's trying to kill us!
Now we will show her who is in charge of this galaxy.
If you do not give me the combination to the air shield, Dr. Slotkin will give your daughter back her old nose!
Only one man and his trusted companion can save planet Druidia from disaster.
Okay, Eagle 5, coming in.
Lone Starr.
First, they must learn the secrets of yogurt.
Yogurt. I am the keeper of a greater magic. The Force? No. The Schwartz.
Avoid capture on a distant planet.
Tell them to comb the desert, you hear me? Comb the desert! Found anything yet? We ain't found.
Battle the entire Spaceball army.
My hair! He shot my hair!
Holy.
And escape the clutches of Dark Helmet.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Abandon ship. Proceed to escape pods. What the hell's the matter with this seatbelt? When does this happen in the movie? Give me bomb.
Spaceballs. The movie.
How do I know you're not making faces at me under that thing?
Alright, Cora, so we just finished watching. What is it? What movie?
Spaceball!
Spaceballs the movie?
No, Spaceballs, that was Apes.
Oh, that's what we're doing. We're doing the review. Everything we're reviewing now is happening now. So anyways, what was this movie about? Give us this movie not at ludicrous speed. Go slightly above normal speed. Go at fast speed.
And I'm thinking if I should go Lucas or not.
Well, we got the credit roll, or we got the words in space like Star Wars.
Did you just call it Star Trek?
I was about to, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. Definitely not Lucas.
I have no idea what that was. Some random noises.
No, I said it. And Lucas speed.
No. Just come on. What was the movie about?
Okay, we got some Star Wars intro stuff. That said a bunch of story stuff that I definitely understand. And then we basically got to meet the characters. Darth Vader.
Dark Helmet.
Yeah, Darth Vader. Darth Vader.
What is Dark Helmet in the Spaceballs 1?
Unknown.
What? What did we talk about before? Sit up and act proper. So what do Spaceballs want?
L.
And how do they plan to get the air?
Spoiler alert, becoming a giant slady vacuum and sucking up the entire air from one.
But the air is protected by a shield. How are they going to get the code to the shield? How do they want to get the code to the shield?
Stealing the princess.
Thank you. So they want to kidnap a princess. Are they successful at kidnapping the princess?
Yes.
No, not at first.
Okay.
Who comes and saves the princess?
I forgot his name.
Lone Starr?
Lone Starr.
Lone Starr?
Lone Starr.
And who's his sidekick?
Barf.
Oh, you remember that one. And what is he?
A mug.
A Mog?
A mug.
Half man, half dog.
A mug.
He's his own best friend. Anyway, so they save the princess. Then what happens?
get deserted on a desolate planet.
Well, they had to make an emergency landing on a desert planet because they tried to run away from the Spaceballs at light speed. And what do the Spaceballs do?
They go and let me think. I'm definitely not staring at the TV.
You just said it earlier. Ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed. And this is how they leave.
They've gone to Plaid. You probably didn't get that joke, did you? Because normally when people go to light speed, it's just white light stretched out. But they went straight to Plaid, which is like different colors and vortexes. It's a sci-fi thing. Anyways, so who do they meet on this desert planet?
Yogurt.
Yogurt, yep. And he's the keeper of what magic?
The Force?
The Schwartz.
I have Schwartz.
And that whole joke about the merchandising, that was because of the fact that George Lucas had no issue with them making the movie and making fun of Star Wars as long as they didn't make any merchandise, because he didn't want the merchandise to get confused with Star Wars merchandise. So they weren't allowed to make any merchandise for this movie. The only thing that was ever made was a book. That was like a book version of the movie, and it was called Spaceballs the book. But you asked me a question as they were leaving when Yogurt says maybe they'll meet in the sequel, The Search for More Money. That there actually has been talks for a very long time of them making a sequel to this movie, but there's always something that... Can you sit up above the freaking thing? No one's going to see you when you're on the ground. Hiding behind the bar.
What bar?
The bar that's in front of you.
What bar that's in front of me?
Well,
I can't just pick it up and move it out of the way.
you want to put it back down?
I actually did it.
Put it back down.
Okay.
Thank you. But anyways, one of the best ideas I've heard for a sequel to this movie was they want to make a movie called Spaceballs 3, give it a subtitle, and have it be something that jumps over 2.
But what about 2?
That would be the joke, is that there is no 2.
How could there be a 3?
The title would be like Spaceballs 3, The Search for the Lost Sequel or something.
And then the sequel will come after 3?
So they want to... I know they wanted to get Rick Moranis to come back. That's the only way they would probably do it. And Mel Brooks, he's getting pretty old, so they better do it quick. We lost John Candy, so he wouldn't come back. And I can't remember if Bill Pullman's still alive. I thought he passed away. But if he's still alive, I'm sure they want to get him back. And they want to get Princess back, so... They could get anybody to replace the robot, so... There's that. And it could be around their kids. It could be some adventure with their kids. But... yeah, so anyways, they leave Yogurts because who got kidnapped in the end?
The princess.
Yep. And now they're gonna... The Spaceballs are gonna use the princess to...
Wipe off her nose and get the passcode.
And what is the passcode? To the shield.
1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5.
5. So the passcode was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This kind of thing an idiot would have on his luggage.
And the funny thing about that, a couple minutes after or seconds, the president of Spaceballs came and said, "Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the same luggage on my luggage."
On my luggage. That was the joke. They were setting that up for the joke. This is what you call a long joke. Where you set it up, you wait a little while, you do some other stuff, you make some other jokes, then you bring it around for the finish, and you bring in the delivery of, oh, so that's the second half of that joke. And that's what that was. Kind of like, I don't know if you've ever watched this show. There's a show called How I Met Your Mother. And it's kind of like what Barney does all the time when he's like, this moment is going to be legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Sometimes he'll actually throw another joke in between, and then he'll come back to dairy.
Legend! Oh, hi, sweetie. Dairy!
Yep. But anyways, so they end up saving the princess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens?
They still got the passcode from the idiot father.
So they start stealing the air?
Yeah, from like I said, listen to Giant ship made.
Yep. Did you like when it transformed into Mega Maid?
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Mega Maid. Okay, come on. Anyways, so then they managed. What did they manage to do?
Losing the Schwartz to put in a reverse.
Yep, and then?
And then they go through the eel and then hit the self-destruct button. And then go back through the eel to get out. And then the entire maid dies.
What happens when he goes to push the self-destruct button? What happens with Lone Starr? Does he meet anybody?
Darth Vader. I like how Darth Vader so well.
Dark Helmet?
No, Darth Vader.
No, it's Dark Helmet.
Vader.
He was his father's brother's uncle cousin's second roommate.
And what does that make us?
Absolutely nothing, which is what you are about to become. Probably one of the best bad guy lines ever.
Yeah, of course, since this is supposed to be a remake of Star Wars, you pretty much obviously tell what that is supposed to be a remake of.
What?
Luke! It's a
No.
thing. Luke, I am your father.
Have you even seen Star Wars? Like the actual movies?
There's a bunch of memes of it.
We're gonna have to have like a full-on Star Wars month where we watch all 9 movies in a row.
I watch too much memes. It's a meme.
Anyways, so who wins the fight?
Luke, I'm the main character, which I already forgot the name.
Lone Starr?
Lone
How
Starr.
do you forget the name? It's like the easiest name in the movie to remember. Lone Starr.
No Barf. It's literally just 4 words.
Alright,
In
anyways.
1 syllable.
So how does Lone Starr win?
Using a squatch.
The Schwartz?
Swooch. You can't speak.
Yeah, I know. Look, come on. What does he use the Schwartz to do?
Lose a mirror and reflect his swooch.
The beam? The
That beam
blast?
swooch.
Back at Rick Moranis?
Yeah.
Or Dark Helmet?
Yeah.
And where does it shoot Dark Helmet? In the crotch? So anyways, then they're escaping through the ear like you said, What does Dark Helmet do?
I forgot.
You forgot? You just finished watching and you forgot? Doesn't he go back to the control room where the president and the first officer are?
Mm-hmm.
And what are they doing?
Looking for an exit, and then the theme France scene says 10. This is your last call to hit the cancel button. 10, 9, 8, blah 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 blah.
Well, she says that about the cancel button, but the cancel button was out of order.
Yeah.
So anyways, then it blows up. Is that the end?
Nope.
Then what happens?
Then we see that Luke, and we'll call him Luke.
Lone Starr!
I'm calling him Luke! What? He is supposed
Come on!
He is supposed to be a reference to Luke, though.
And other characters, Han Solo, Captain Kirk.
So Lone Starr finds
Roger
out.
Wilco. You don't know who
Can I
Roger-
talk now?
Yeah, go ahead.
That he is a prince. And
Yeah, but they never actually say what he's a prince of. Like what planet he's a prince of.
he's just a prince. He's the prince of. He's the prince of space. Yeah, he's the prince of space.
Okay, keep going.
Then basically he quickly gets back to the wedding where they save the princess from. She rejects the prince that she was supposed to marry
Prince Value.
and marries him instead.
Now, okay, here's a joke you didn't get. There is actually a pill. That's one of the things they mentioned earlier. But there is an actual pill in real life. It's called Valium. You'll hear about it in our next movie, so I'm glad I'm having this talk with you. But there is a pill called Valium. And what it does is it helps you sleep soundly through the night. If you are having medical trouble sleeping, doctors can give you this and it will mellow you out and help you sleep soundly through the night. Okay? That prince who is named Prince Valium that she was supposed to marry, he kept nodding off. He kept falling asleep. That was the joke. Because his name is Prince Valium. And then at one point she said that Prince Valium was a pill. That was a joke because his name is Valium.
Okay, no, I get it.
So anyways, this is gonna wrap up our quick review or recap of basically what happened. When we get back, we will go ahead and give our final scores and thoughts on this movie, and we will see you then.
Bye.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of Guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new Guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend, Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
All right, starting with me. I know we normally start with Cora, but since I already kind of spoiled what my thing was going to be, I'm going to give Spaceballs the movie a 10 out of 10. This is one of the best comedies. It is going to probably go on through the years and generations. I have watched this movie probably at least 50 plus times in my life. There used to be a time in my life where almost every single Friday night I would put this movie on. I watched this many times with my sister Tanya, as well as Fern Gully, as well as Grease. So I know this movie pretty well. I quote this movie in my personal life a lot. My favorite character is probably Dark Helmet, just because I'm a huge Rick Moranis fan. I think he did the funniest stuff in the movie. My favorite scene is... There's so many good ones to pick, but if I had to choose one, it would probably be the entire scene of the ludicrous speed, because I could also quote that scene word for word. But I also really do like the Spaceballs videotape scene. That was also really good. I love that one too. So that's a very close second for me. I really think they missed out on something great not making a sequel to this. Especially after the release of the Star Wars prequels. I feel like they could have done a lot more to... They could have gone after a little bit more of like Star Trek. I did put in a reference to another similar franchise when I was telling Cora during our review portion who Lone Starr was supposed to be like. I said Roger Wilco. I don't know if anyone caught that, but if you do know where Roger Wilco is from, you'll know that that's a very similar franchise of video games. So if you haven't checked those out, that might be something you want to check out if you do like this movie. But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to Cora. And Cora, Spaceballs the movie. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it as a score?
A 20 out of 10.
There's only 10 out of 10.
20 out of 10. This movie was super duper ultra triple covered awesome.
And she lost the ability to speak. You have the capability to speak now?
Maybe.
Alright. Who is your favorite character?
Princess.
Princess? Why was she your favorite character?
She reminded me of me. But my second favorite character was surprisingly the main villain. He was funny.
Dark Helmet? Rick Moranis' character, like I said? What did you see? I didn't see you playing with your dolls again, sir. Good. Knock next time. Knock.
Okay. And my fourth favorite scene was probably your second favorite scene.
The videotape? That's your fourth?
No, fourth.
Oh.
Fourth stop.
Everything that's happening now is happening now. What happened to then? We passed then. When? Just now. We're at now. Go back to then. I can't. Why? We missed it. When? Just now. When will then be now? Soon. How soon?
Now.
Anyways. I told you I could quote it word for word. Anyways, so, is there anything else you want to say before we go? I'm guessing that's a no. Alright, so, oh, I do want to point out, I did notice something in this watch through. I noticed Tony Cox was in this for the first time. And, I mean, he was one of the dinks. And, I hadn't really noticed that before, but I noticed him because of his nose.
You watched this probably 10,010 billion
And see,
times.
There's always something new to discover.
And this...
I mean, back when I used to watch this, Tony Cox was not really that huge of an actor. And I really probably wasn't paying very close attention after he finally did become a big actor. Only reason I noticed him this time is because back during Christmas I watched both Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2, and I watched a lot of people review those, so I saw a lot of Tony Cox over December, and now that we're watching this now, it's like, oh, I actually saw his nose sticking out from underneath one of the hoods, and then I caught a glimpse of his face, and he was like, must have been way younger in this movie, because it didn't really look like him, but I was pretty sure that was his nose. And so I actually looked at the credits, and yeah, it was him. So, and I can't believe they had John Hurt, and she didn't recognize what that scene was from, but she'll know it when she sees it now in the future, because I think that's one of the ones we'll be covering during next April.
Star Trek?
No, what is April's? I told you we were gonna make April a certain month for certain things.
Alien month.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of alien movies with a bunch of different actors.
But there's only one.
Which one is
Alien.
Which one is in the alien?
It's not the Alien. It's Alien.
Wait, the movie's called Alien?
Yes. Singular. One. Alien. The sequel is called Aliens. And the sequel was actually made by James Cameron, who you will remember did Terminator 2. And it's funny because he always takes like a horror franchise and sort of turns it into an action franchise. Which is what he did with Alien, which is what he did with Terminator. So
he's basically merging action and horror in one to make the movie.
Well, they try to... We'll talk about that later. This is a Spaceballs review, not Alien or Terminator review. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I am still running my contest. I'll be running my contest all summer long until the end of August. So you got until the end of August to submit your selfie of yourself along with a picture. Well, hopefully you have my book in the picture with you, because that's what I want to see. I want to have images of readers who have read my book or listened to my book showing off their favorite book in the series. So if you could, please get me those images, and I will select, like I said, 5 or 6 lucky readers who get a free signed copy of book 6 in September when book 6 comes out. So with that said, we're going to thank you all so much for watching. If you could, please leave a comment down below. What was your favorite scene? Who's your favorite character? How many times have you seen this movie? Why is the review not ending? I don't know, but we'll see you in the next one.